I'm Andrea Maluzzi.
My name is Captain Joshua Smith.
My name is Chris Halstead.
My name is Lori Harkness.
My name is Rob Henderson.
My name is Brianna Burrows.
I'm a sergeant at Yale Police Department. I work midnights. Prior to this, I got out of the Army and
I'm the Marine Officer Instructor for the Yale University Naval ROTC.
Both of my parents are retired from the Navy. My dad was in 30 years.
I did 14 years in the United States Army, 8 of that in the Connecticut Army National Guard.
I'm an Eli Whitney student at Yale and a U.S. Air Force veteran.
And I am the director of VA Connecticut's Aurora Community Care Center.
I definitely think Veterans Day should be a day for awareness and talking about issues that affect people in the military, and not just people in the military, but their families as well.
Well, I wish people understood that serving in the military is a huge sacrifice on oneself and their families, and it takes a lot of courage to put that uniform on and try to do the right thing for yourself and for your country.
So the relationship between ROTC or even the military and Yale is a lot longer, it's a lot older than what many people realize. It dates back to the 1920s. Yale was one of the original ROTCs in the nation. The naval aviation actually began here. And so the military history here, and even if you look closely enough at the architecture, it's more intertwined than what a lot of people imagine. So we've got incredible military history here. The values of the military and the values of Yale and our aspirations for our students are so similar and intertwined, and their trajectory so similar that I think we're all in agreement that it's a good thing for the student, it's a good thing for the future of the nation.
We're lucky here in West Haven at Yale. We have one of the top 5 VAs in the country, and we have the best practice models here. The more I talk to veterans, particularly the veterans coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, I say, why did you join the military? It's often because they can't go to college, they can't afford college on their own, so it's a way to get upward mobility. Is that they have family members or have friends that are their heroes. Is for some people this idea of what am I gonna do next, is not everybody's ready to go to college. But almost 99% of people I talk to, what they say is, I wanted to do it for my country.
It's been 5 years since I've been out of the military, and I'm pretty much still somewhat transitioning from military service to civilian life.
it's funny because when you're trying to readjust and you come back to the States and now all the craziness has dropped and now you're just trying to be a normal person, then things start to come out, and especially when you go to therapy you realize certain things that maybe would be your problem.
I received a mild traumatic brain injury from my deployments in Afghanistan and Iraq. I don't think they understood the effects of what war trauma is like on their soldier, or the effects of post-traumatic stress and the residuals of what that kind of trauma, how that affects the person, because it doesn't happen right away all at once. It happens over time.
I guess I can go through peaks where I'll start, my PTSD symptoms might start coming back, and that's common for a lot of people. They have trouble dealing with certain things. So it's never easy, and the transition probably really doesn't end for a lot of them, for a lot of veterans, I'd say.
By the time people get here, they feel totally alone, disenfranchised, forgotten, full of pain, full of hopelessness. Is that our country sometimes doesn't bring our soldiers home very well.
As someone who's, my dad's been in for 30 years. My dad missed birthdays, and he missed anniversaries with my mom. But there were definitely nights where your dad's away and you don't know where he is because he can't tell you. And there's a war going on, or there's something else that you hear and you just have nightmares because you don't know. And that's really tough.
So back 20 years ago, we became aware nationally that every single night there were over 750,000 homeless veterans across the streets of America. is, and those are two words that I never thought I'd hear together, veteran and homelessness. So we started a massive campaign to try to take this disgraceful situation and take people who are heroes, but who have come on hard times, whether because of mental illness or addiction, or because of joblessness, or because of divorce, and try to make sure that we could offer them the chance to get back their lives.
I think that Yaleys every day commit themselves to volunteering and to getting out and knowing the people that are disadvantaged and making sure that they understand those stories and spread those stories and help them in every way, whether it's fundraising or policy, because we have that clout.
I also appreciate the fact that people who have served allow us to live in a country where you don't have to think about it, where you aren't required really to even care that it's Veterans Day. So that kind of freedom is something that I enjoy and that I keep in mind.
People in the military are not the missions. The people in the military are the people. The people in the military are the family members. The people in the military are the ones that care enough about those around them that they've decided to dedicate their lives to this, and that's why we owe to them that we go beyond ideology or whatever. We think about what's going on outside of our country and in foreign affairs, and we think about the actual people that are being affected by it and all the sacrifices that they're making.
I'm still here. I'm not a statistic, though. I mean, sometimes that crosses my mind. I'm still here. I'm not a statistic.